Okay, good evening and welcome to the May 17, 2016 meeting of the Petaluma Community Access Board of Directors. John is acting as our secretary at the moment. Would you please call the roll?
Yes, Cindy Thomas.
Here.
Kathy Rivas.
Here.
Mark Aramilo. Absent. Dominica.
Here.
And Tim absent. And I am here.
Okay. And Tim did call earlier and say that he couldn't be here, so. We have no speakers for public comment tonight. Do board directors have any announcements or comments?
I just wanted to extend an invite to, if you want to stop by my office on Thursday, 5:30 is our ribbon cutting. 24 Western, number 314.
What is it, 24?
Western, 314.
I'm afraid I've got something else already on the agenda. I had 3 things on Thursday.
Yeah, no, I have 2, not including this one.
It's at 5:30. I'll put that in the minutes.
5:30 is what you said?
Okay, anybody else? Seeing none. We have our agenda in front of us, and I'm sure that 4 of us have looked at it. Thank you, John, for putting this together for us. Is there any modifications that we need to make to the agenda? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I move.
I will second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All right, approval of the minutes of the April 19, 2016 meeting. And those, John sent those out, thank you. Were there any modifications or corrections to the minutes?
I just had one question. Was Marcia here at the last meeting?
No.
Okay, so under 5 where it says approved minutes, it said Trent moved.
Oh. I can fix that.
Okay, that was my only question.
Anything else? I didn't see anything, so I'm good with it. I'll move to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Motion to approve with correction.
Yes, for the correction.
So I second.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Let's see. The February financial. John, can you provide a treasurer's report, please?
We're doing quite well. We're not in the negative. I'm working on the budget, and I have calculated the first 9 months' expenditures. This would be the 10th month, so I didn't factor these numbers in. But working on next year's budget, and I will require a finance committee meeting probably before our next board meeting.
Which would be...
Our next board meeting is
Dominica and I.
June 21st. So the next board meeting is June 21st. I would say second week of June or third week.
3rd week of June.
Or second. Let's see, the finance committee is.
We meet on the 21st.
Our board meeting is on the 21st. We've got a TEP meeting on the 6th. Would you want to come before that? Do it before the TEP meeting?
I can't be here before 5:30.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Okay, so it is Dominica and Kathy and I. It's a good time. We could pick the time.
Do it whatever works for you, because my schedule's more flexible than
Just Monday through Wednesday. I can't be in town earlier than 5:30. And then otherwise I'm flexible. So if if you wanted to do it Thursday or Friday at another time, I could do that as
You
well.
could say Thursday the 16th.
What time?
That's up to you. I usually go home at 6, so if it's before that, that's fine, but I can stay as late as is
You
necessary.
pick the time.
I prefer the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
I can do anything, I have to be in Santa Rosa by 11:30, so
It should take an hour. And I will send you the draft
we
before.
do
so
9:30
9:30. Yeah.
9:30,
That-
finance meeting.
on the 16th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay, that's good. I want to thank Kathy for coming to the rescues while Cindy was off gallivanting around the globe for his check signing. And we only have 2 signatories right now. So when we only have 4 board members, if we don't count Tim. Do you think we can, I mean, how long do you think we're going to float at this number? Should we change the check signing card now and put all 4 of us on it? Just to share the load? Mark and Dominica. Or,
Whatever's gonna help meet your needs.
Right.
well, you two can meet my needs, but I will be hitting you up more often than if I had 4 people to spread it.
The only thing, my suggestion would be, and I don't know what your availability to do that, is if we could kind of set a date. Like, okay, I mean, I know this is unrealistic, but say the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month, or on possibly before a board meeting, so that we're, you know,
Yeah,
if that's something that you could work into when you're paying your bills, I personally would appreciate that.
okay.
But otherwise, I'm available.
Yeah, I've
to
always
whatever
just tried to
you
get the bills paid as soon as they come.
do. Right.
Just because I don't have anything to worry about. But Brooke is going through a shrinkage, and she was saying the same thing today, that she'd like to kind of,
That's the way we used to do it. In fact, we used to do it once a month.
all the checks once a month. Okay, I can work
But I
out,
mean,
I can work out a schedule.
Yeah, it would be easier for me if I could say, okay, I'm gonna go by PCA Tuesday 15th and sign checks, you know, or whatever. If that isn't feasible, then I'm available to do whatever you need.
Okay, I will work on a set schedule for 2 or 3 signings a month, and we'll work with that. And then there might be an emergency that comes in.
Right,
after.
right, that's
And,
fine.
But, okay, schedule.
You know, maybe it could be, I don't know when the bills come, but maybe it could be according to payroll
Payroll,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, payroll is 15th and 1st, or 16th and 1st. So, now then we can wait on the check signing until we get through another round of elections.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say our AT&T peg fees came in at $12,425, but that's about $1,000 under the
That's AT&T.
AT&T is true. Comcast has to come in. And we purchased the Telview equipment for City Hall. So far we've spent $50,000 on the City Hall and $10,000 on office equipment. So we had a reimbursement of $60,000 to request from the city, and we only had $41,000 in the capital expense fund. So our Petaluma city maintained and managed capital expense fund is exhausted. Doesn't exist anymore. We have 2 other accounts that we'll be using for capital expense. One is the $20,000 restricted that we had for when we sold the trailer, and the other is $50,000, which has been the carryover, that kind of tucked away. So we have $70,000 minus the balance on 19, so we have $50,000 for the radio. And we will have a carryover this year, and I'm thinking that it might be politically astute to maybe put it in a different bank, spread our bank's business a little wider in Petaluma. I don't have the personal connection with Summit anymore because Mary, who got us there, isn't there anymore. And actually the president isn't. So it's a whole new group in Summit. So, there's Exchange Bank, there's Petaluma Bank. It would be good business, I think, to park our capital expense fund somewhere else, which is now going to be the carryover, annual carryover. So that's my report for the finances.
Do you know who the Arts Center banks with? Do you
I'll check
know?
with the Arts Center.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay. Anything else on the treasurer's report, John?
No.
Thank you. You can carry on with your ED report.
Okay, let's see, what do I got on my thing? Well, we had our Butter and Eggs Day Parade. Slim pickings, we were at the end of the line, and Cindy and I were there, and Mario came with some friends, and Muriel was there with our dog for a little while. And Jason was there.
Strollers.
Jason was there. Jason had a camera, he was filming people, but he was moving too fast. It was unusable. I should have taken the camera.
John Merrill was filming.
That's right, John. And, you know, it was kind of a last minute arrangement. If we wanted to do it again next year, and we should do it that way, the same way, just walking, no flow. But we should probably try to reunite more people to make a little more
Presence.
Yeah, presence. We had some trouble with the coverage. We had a camera on the other side of the street, and communication was weak. We had a major problem in that we didn't have a spot on the sidewalk. For the last few years, we've been in the intersection next to Western and Kentucky. So we were really in the intersection with the camera on the other side of the crosswalk, so there was no obstruction. This time we were across from the Historical Museum, and there were chairs all along there. Luckily, we were able to find a place next to the announcer's booth because they'd had a table. They moved, and we moved in. And next year we could get there earlier. But we're going to try to work with the parade people to make sure we can be in the street. We finished the edit almost. We have a copy that we're delivering tomorrow to the volunteer party. Butter and Eggs Day Parade has a party to thank their volunteers, so they're going to be screening that. And let's see, we're getting ready for the high school graduations. We've got 3 of them. They're at the end of May, early June. We had a Final Cut Pro class on Saturday. Dan was back. Our community outreach, we did some coverage at Aquas for the Project Censored. We're helping out with the volunteer party for the Butter and Eggs. We're helping out with the Sonoma County, with the Downtown Association this Friday. They have a citywide marketing meeting, and we're helping with their projector. And there is the Santa Rosa JC Community Breakfast coming up. And it might be politically it might be good for us to be there, for at least me to be there, because we're negotiating with them for the antenna. But it's kind of steep, it's $40 a person. I was wondering if anybody on the board wanted to come with me.
When is that?
It's Thursday, June 9th.
That's the day we're going to meet, isn't it?
No, it's Thursday before.
Oh, Thursday before.
It's at 7 a.m. At 7:30 there's a presentation, and it's over at 9 a.m. $40 a
I
person.
could go to that. I could go.
Okay, so Kathy and I will go, and I'll get the tickets through PCA.
Great.
I think that'll be nice. All right, okay,
What time again, John? 7?
it's at 7.
Which campus?
Petaluma campus.
Nice.
It's a building community breakfast. They
We
have
can touch
opening
base
remarks
before.
and state of the campus, and a featured speaker is Marcus Benedetti.
Maybe we could go together,
Yeah,
meet here or something.
in here. Get that out. That's great.
Okay.
So our city hall upgrade status. We are having trouble with the Telview company that's we purchased our equipment from. We had the key piece that we wanted to start loading with our television shows, has been sent back 3 times. First time it arrived, it didn't work. Second time it was damaged in shipment, and then we have a problem with the third time. So we're getting a little testy with that. Stephanie's working it out, and they're going to send us another one. Which the only downside is it has delayed our anticipated installation in the booth. We were hoping to do it in June when the council kind of slows down and there's not that many meetings. But it's not going to be that much of a disruption, and we'll get to it as soon as we can.
You're still able to film?
Oh yeah, we're still using the old system. The new system can't come in until, and the new system will give us a better internet access, easier interface for scheduling and programming, and we're going to streamline the booth and put in new equipment. We've been working with Tim to move the Granicus into that booth. There's been some technical problems with Granicus. It's moving forward, but I did want to report on a delay that's technical and disturbing, because if you pay $17,000 for a piece of equipment, it should arrive.
Sure,
It'll be
work.
functional.
Yeah.
It should work.
It'll work.
So I told Stephanie to ask whether we're jinxed or we made a mistake.
Or does lemon law apply?
Pardon?
Lemon law.
Lemon law, okay. Well, we got it out of our system. Maybe count our-
Third
our
time's a
quota-
charm?
our
But
quota.
it wasn't the charm.
No, the third time wasn't the charm. Stephanie was a little frustrated. And our radio project, that also was thrown a curve last month when the JC started to get squirrely on us. I think I explained it that the facilities department was, they were cutting staff and they didn't really want to undertake the workload that this would involve. And they were telling us that the administration and the faculty weren't that much interested in having a radio station anymore. Well, we've checked, and the faculty is, but the administration is concerned because there's a contraction in enrollment. The number of students is the same, but they're not taking as many classes, so they're not really in a growth expansion. But Maggie Fishman was supportive, and I can talk to her. I was waiting to get a clearer picture before I tried to push buttons. We have submitted an MOU for a revised plan for an antenna on the campus that would be less involved. Matt is back in the picture. He's back on staff at the JC, and he's helping us reframe the proposition. We had decided to move into the back of the campus and put up a freestanding tower 70 feet. And that would have to go to Sacramento for architectural review and insurance and knock on all the neighbors' doors. And that's where they started to get cold feet. Now we're going back to the original plan, was to find a roof where we could just put it on the roof closer to the center of the campus, which may have more aesthetic reservations from the administration. But Rob and I talked to Clay, advisor from nonprofit radio station people, and we're working on 2 other options. Lagunitas is interested in hosting our antenna, and we're going to try again for the golf club there in
Country club?
Country Club up by Neil's house. They have a water tower there, and that would actually be one of the best spots. So we are still working on the antenna location. We're going to be requesting our 18-month extension of the license to build. We'll request that this week, and it's pretty much a formality.
Who owns the property up there at the country club? Is that owned by the country
It's
club?
Country Club. And I know somebody who was the chair of the board, but he's not there anymore, but he would be a good person I'd start talking to.
I just wanted to comment that I think Lagunitas could be a really cool long-term partner.
Yeah.
I don't know the logistics of how it would work and all that, but I think that could be a really strong partner with it. Now they're internationally distributed, so it's just my
Oh yeah, they might be
comment.
really involved and excited to have access to a radio signal. The problem is, where do we put the antenna? Would they let us put it on top of one of their silos? That'd be perfect. We certainly can't put it in between the silos. They're on a flatter area, they're not up on the hill, so the antenna would have to be higher and cost more. There are variables, but that's,
But there's not as many residential people involved at Lagunitas as there are at the JC or even at the country club.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe the only thing that we might have to think about is it's a warehouse area and they have trucks and those trucks have radios with dispatchers and there might be some interference.
yeah, there are a lot of details.
Yeah.
So the main thing, the priority right now is to get the extension, so we have another 18 months. There was also an idea we were bouncing around that we could actually start broadcasting from here, with an antenna on the building. I don't know where that idea came from, or why it hasn't come up sooner, but it would be a temporary. I would very much like to be broadcasting in September.
We talked about the hotel too.
Yeah, we looked at the hotel. The hotel wouldn't work because there has to be a certain amount of space from the antenna and a residence, and there's people living in the hotel.
Oh,
So they're
well, they
right
still have
underneath it.
full-time live-ins there?
No, but they'd have tenants up on the top floor. I would say Lagunitas is our first choice right now.
Yeah.
Lagunitas is our first choice. We're going to
And
explore.
they're interested.
Well, they have their marketing director's interested, so he's going to take. Zach is working together. The MOU that we prepared for JC is being adapted for Lagunitas. Lagunitas will get that and will move through their processes to the people who have to decide.
It'd be nice to have it running by September's.
Yeah,
We
that's
could broadcast our members meeting.
broadcast our members meeting and have a lot of steam for our fundraising in February.
Yep.
All good, but it's been a bit frustrating. Putting up the antenna is a bigger challenge than I thought.
Let's get that antenna up.
Yeah. And let's see, last item on my report is I'm going to be taking some vacation. I'm going to split it up, take a week. Actually, I'm taking next week. I won't be here next week, which will give me the Labor Day. No,
Memorial
is it next
Day.
week?
Yeah, Memorial Day.
Yeah, next week I won't be here, and then I'll be gone from Memorial Day. So I'll be here Friday, and I'll be back on Tuesday the 31st. And then I'll take the last 2, 4, 6, 7 days in June, which will correspond with 4th of July, so I'll be back after that. So Muriel's going to France and Italy, but I'm going to stay home and paint. So.
Oh, that
I'll be
doesn't
my
sound nearly as much fun.
Oh, I kind of like
Not
being a
nearly
bachelor.
as
I like
much
being a
fun.
bachelor. No apologies, I love all that. And this is the last year of my established 3-year contract, so we're good to get me into the next fiscal year. So that was what I did. We don't have to go through that all routine.
Okay, as
So-
long as you're not gonna retire.
Not yet. Okay, I'm good for another year.
Tie you to the doorknob.
Well, I need that $45.
Okay,
That's it. That's my report.
thank you. Any questions on the report you did? Okay. We have no items on our consent calendar. We have no reports of committees. Excuse me. So we'll move into item 10, old business. 10A, discussion only on the envelope, please, 2017. Kathy?
Well, since we were all there,
Well-
we're reporting on ourselves.
Yeah.
Reporting to ourselves.
Everybody chime
Report.
in.
Well, we had our first official meeting last night of the committee. So each of the committee members have voluntarily taken a section to work on for the event. And at this point, we're waiting to make a final decision on our venue.
And I made a little progress today, but not enough to report on yet. Yeah,
So that's,
Okay, and
yes. I think,
I did make a contact today with Whole Foods to try and see if they're interested in participating with us again. It's a little bit more involved. They have a new process this year of how you apply. And Amber, we worked with Amber and Amy, and Amber has taken a new position with another company, so she's not available to work with us this year. So Amy got back to me and gave me
It's the traffic, LA.
gave me the information to apply. So I went online and did that today. So we'll see what we hear from them.
Okay.
Hi, Mark.
Glad you
Hi
could join
everyone,
us.
sorry I'm late.
Hello, Mark.
Sincerely, I got caught up in watching the Bernie results in Kentucky.
How'd that work for you?
I'm not sure. Looks like a tie,
It's tough.
literally.
Well, that's not gonna work. Gotta get done for hours on that one. And Nellie has started looking into TV screens. She's gonna need help because the places she went, it's 2-month rentals. And it's not event kind of rentals. So if you have that contact.
Oh, I will. Oh, yeah.
Leave that with her or get it to her tomorrow. No, she's not in tomorrow, but
Yeah, I'll ask him.
touch base with her before you leave. That'd be great.
Or do you have Nellie's email?
No, what's her email?
Nellie@pca.tv.
Nellie.
Yes. You might confirm that with her. It's automatic. Hit a button and it works.
I'm sure it's on the website too.
Okay. Anything else on the event?
Not to speak of at this point.
Okay, we're done with old business. 11 is new business, and 11A, discussion and possible action on the new check signing card.
Well, we
Kind
decided,
of sounds like we
yeah, we decided
already
to postpone
resolved
that.
that.
Yeah, we're not gonna deal with that. I just wanted to have action ready if we decided
Right.
to do it.
So no action on 11. And 11B, discussion and possible action on board committees. Kathy?
I'm not really sure how I got.
Well, I had put
I
it
don't
on,
know either.
I put it on a draft because I was wondering if we could appoint chairpersons for the committees. That usually is done by the committee when the committee meets.
Right, the
And it
committee.
becomes the point person for convening a meeting.
Okay.
We don't have any chairs designated, so either
The
the
only thing-
committees need to meet or we could do it now. I don't
The only
know.
thing is I have a slight concern that I'm on 4 committees.
You did say you wanted to talk about the outreach and development.
So I think I could possibly get off of the outreach and development and be on the other 3.
Okay, it's easy.
Well, did we decide that outreach and development was pretty much going to be focused on the event?
That's
Or-
true.
Mhm.
Well, I thought the outreach and development, my understanding of that was that it was going to be working along with the staff person that does outreach and development.
No, actually, the outreach
Never.
and development was our event coordinator. And we would try to put together,
Well, then I guess I have to stay on.
you might get off the
I
nominating.
guess I don't have a choice. I just didn't feel that I needed to be on 4 committees.
No, you don't.
But if I get off the nominating, that leaves Cindy by herself.
Unless Mark,
It's not
unless
very
Mark
tough.
steps up.
It's one meeting. It's one meeting, and
You're okay with that? If it's
No,
one
I-
meeting, I'll stay on it.
okay, yeah.
I just don't want to be.
There'll be champagne.
I just don't want to be at 16 different meetings.
Yeah, I hear you. And we'll make it convenient. like
Okay, okay,
Before or after another meeting.
okay, okay.
Or even email.
All right.
Okay, so, all right, so we're.
So I'm off and on again.
Okay,
There you are.
so no action.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta recruit more board members so that we can make this work.
Well, and some of these don't meet all the time, correct?
Correct.
Well, yeah, the executive committee is supposed to meet every month, if you read the bylaws. Finance committee is supposed to be meeting on a regular basis as well.
And
Yeah,
that doesn't always happen.
those are standing committees. Okay, we'll work on that. 11C, under new business, discussion of possible action on the 2016 election calendar. And I brought up a draft.
Thank you, Cindy. Got the-
Yeah. And I based it on the last calendar, and I have to say that each year our calendar's been taking a new look due to various things. One of them being we were holding an event at Lagunitas, and we had to kind of go
Tuesday.
by their calendar, which is Tuesday events for nonprofits, and then members of the board who were out of town. So having taken into consideration all those things, it kind of became fragmented. And John had a very good point when I presented this to him about mailing the ballots on September 9th and then not counting them and having the closing be October 4th. It's a long time to have them out there.
Can the members meeting be moved closer?
The members' meeting typically had always been either the third or fourth week in September.
Well, it can't be the third because that's a board meeting, correct?
Right, and the way that,
I mean, if it's
the
Tuesday.
way that September is, the way all the dates fall, yes, it would have to be in the fourth week.
Could it be the 13th? Or is that too early?
We can't mail them on the 9th and then count them on the 13th.
Oh, they won't be back.
No. Some of them won't even have reached the
Sure.
mailboxes.
Yeah. So you're
So,
looking at the 27th? Is that what you're doing?
yeah, the week of
The
the
week of that week.
25th.
And I think
Are you out of town that week?
I don't think I'm going that.
that's the real critical factors
Yeah.
in our 4 or 5 schedules. Find a day in that week for that meeting.
So it's a physical meeting that we have to be at.
And we've been doing it as kind of a cocktail at the Lagunitas Lounge upstairs.
Okay.
It's very low key. We announce the winners and we invite our members to come and enjoy our gratitude for their work.
And so you want it on a Tuesday? On
No,
that
not anymore
Tuesday?
because,
Yeah.
let me explain that. The Lagunitas was great. It was very low key and it changed our whole way of doing this, which was great. We used to do big events. And one year we had a lot of people and another year we had a lot of work and nobody.
Right.
We were doing it at the museum, we've done it at various places. But the Lagunitas is 18-year-olds and under can't come. So we lost that. So it would be smart, I think, to try somewhere else. And that's kind of an interesting proposition. And it opens up any day of the week. So
Okay.
I would say Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Tuesday or Thursday would be the best. Wednesday because we're not here. Staff is not always around. And we, if we had the ballot sent out on the 9th, we could say that they have to be back by Friday the 23rd or Monday the 26th. Traditionally, we count the ballots just before we go to the meeting, but we don't have to do that. We could count the ballots on Monday and announce the winners on Tuesday or Thursday. So I would propose that we have the deadline for return ballots the 26th and then pick a day for our members meeting in that week.
You know what might be nice about having it on the 29th is it's a 5th Thursday. So it wouldn't be conflicting with other
Anything.
people's different,
I
Community
prefer the
meetings.
29th, only because the 27th I work, so I'm not back in town
Okay,
much before 5.
let's go for the 29th. You good with that?
I'm lucky I didn't put my trip to Massachusetts on the books yet.
Not before.
okay. Then, next month is the first item of business, and that would be to appoint the inspector or inspectors of the election. And so you know, Dominica, I'm always wanting to mess your name up.
That's right.
Dominica,
Yeah.
that we either have one inspector or 3 inspectors, so that it's an odd number.
Right.
Lately, we've been having, the last few years, just one inspector. Jude has done it. The last 2 years that she done it? And John says that Jude is willing to do it again this year, so.
Rachel did it the year before.
So we have between now and the next meeting in June to firm that up, make sure that she wants to do that, confirm.
Just a correction here, you have the dates for the next meeting correct, but it's
Oh.
noted 17, it should be 21.
And you'll contact Jude
I'll contact you. Jude says it's okay, we put it on the agenda, we approve her on
On
June
the next
21st, and then we're done until, the next
Until
real deadline is in
August.
August. But we should start recruiting, because that's what the nominating committee does. And because we have so many vacancies in our elected seats, that
we definitely
we
need
need new blood. So we need to recruit, and then
Do we have any prospective
I
interested?
have 2 people interested, but they kind of are avoiding me, so I didn't chase them down for this meeting. Shadi, who you all know,
Uh-huh.
and Barton Smith, local real estate agent, who has worked here and is very interested in the radio station. So he's actually the real estate agent who found this space for PC.
us?
Yeah. But those are the 2 I've been working on. There have been years where we had 3 seats open and we had 4 or 5 people apply. Nominating committee would get together and pick the 3 that we would nominate. The others would then go out and get signatures, and there would be 5 people on the ballot. Right now, it's anybody who wants to be on the board is welcome. The election
Yeah.
is a formality.
So nobody's seat is up.
No.
Mark,
Nobody's
did you
seat's
bring
up.
these flies in here?
You can shut the door now, I think it's cool.
I'm a very clean person. That's a mosquito.
Yeah, I got bitten by mosquitoes for the last 2 weeks. Okay.
It's not a mosquito.
So wait, how many electeds do we have open? We have
I feel bad.
one,
One,
two.
Except that, this is the next item, our bylaws call for 5 elected seats. We have 4. No, there's 5 there.
Yeah.
If they all
2,
get
3,
filled.
4, 5. There's 5 elected. We have to get 2 more elected.
Yeah.
Any
And I
suggestions?
left these seats
Suggestions
because
for
that
board
was
members?
Neil
I'll have
and,
to think about it.
Marcia.
Put
I'll
out-
send out a Facebook blast.
Would you?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would think somebody from the Media 20 junior college would be interested in
I know
participating
Tim
in some
had,
politicking.
Matt was not interested in
Yeah.
it.
I heard
That would be great. I mean, if you.
Are there any
just think-
incentives we can offer?
Matt's not interested?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I know Tim talked to him, but he said he had put it out there, but he didn't have a response.
Okay. All right, so I think that's all. We didn't really have any action on there. It's just a
that.
matter
Just corrected the
of.
draft. We corrected
Yeah.
the calendar draft to no action. And then my next item, I'll let you announce it.
New business, 11D, discussion and possible action on bylaws modification.
Our bylaws call for 13 board members, 5 elected and 2 from the school and 1 from the
13?
city. Yeah.
13.
And we used to have it full, it was a big table. That's never been the case. We were 9 for a while, then we fluctuated, we were at 7, then 6, now we're down to 5. And Tim is a designate from the city, so he doesn't really count, so we're down to 4 actual board members. I'm not against it, I've done it twice, I've prepared a bylaws change. They haven't worked, but I've got all the paperwork, so it's not hard. Our membership is down at the moment, which is actually a good thing because our proportion is easier to reach.
What is her number?
I don't know exactly, we posted out there, but I haven't checked, but it's not moving. what happens is, to be elected to be on the board, you just need a simple majority. So if we have 100 members and 20 send their ballots back, you need 11 to win. But if we have 100 members and we want to change the bylaws, we need 51 ballots to come back. We need a majority of the membership. And the last time we tried it, we lost by 2 votes. And I was lobbying, I was going to people's houses. I think it'd be worth it to try. I'm not, unless you're fine living with the discrepancy between the bylaws and the reality. But it's not like changing anything, it's just updating the bylaws to reflect reality. I think 7 is plenty. I really do think 7 is plenty.
5 elected, 2 appointed still?
4
or
elected or
4 elected.
I would say go with whatever the minimum it is that you need to reach whatever it is that you need to be legal.
Well, legal is living up to your bylaws. So technically we're not legal. If we change the bylaws, then we become legal. But, it's, just by redefining appointment at will, means we don't have to do it, we can if we want. I'd be willing to prepare the paperwork and do the lobbying and get it into the ballot. It goes out with the ballots. It ups the urgency of getting the ballots back. But it'd be a good way to touch base with our members. I could write a letter and implore them to just mark it off and send it back. All it is really validating the functioning reality of PCA.
I have a question about the 4-7 though. Wouldn't you want, if it's appointed at will, wouldn't you still want an odd number then? 5 and 7, not 1 and 7?
Well, 7 would be the odd number.
But if you're saying the 3 are appointed at will, then that could mean that the board could function with 4 people, but then when you come to voting, you can't.
Yeah.
How would
Well,
it work?
and the at will was just a suggestion. I don't know if we need to go there. I don't know if it's a good idea.
Tim's position would make it odd again, though. It would turn that to 5. The city designee is their designee, so.
So is that on top of the 7, or is that included in the 7?
Well, this is the discussion that I was saying, do we want to have it? You could decide right now that no, you don't think it's feasible to do a bylaws change, we just drop the idea. But if you think it is worth exploring, then I could prepare a proposition and get it back to you next board meeting. Because,
Well, I think that we need to be somewhat in compliance with the bylaws. And we're obviously not in compliance if we're supposed to have 13 as the bylaws read today. We're way out of compliance.
I don't think you'd have 13 anything if we all went out and door knocked.
yeah, no, it's not functional. It's too many.
People.
The meetings were 3 hours long and it was,
Yeah, when it was that big, it was mostly the rabble rousers wanting to sit up there for the purpose of, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
I'm gonna
I
quiz
mean,
you.
that's what it was.
it was.
That's what it
It was
was.
very adversarial.
I would like to see us lower.
Yeah. Okay,
Lower.
well,
Something that's realistic,
That
right?
is-
And
It is,
that
if
works.
we're gonna do it, let's do it at something that will work,
I mean, even if that number is 5.
quorum-wise, and yet still be functional, a number that, if the 7 is the magic number, then I think that's a much more realistic place at this point.
I agree.
okay. I will prepare a breakdown of 7, which could either be 4 elected, 3 appointed, or 5 elected, 2 appointed. The appointments are easier. People come on for 1 year and they like it, they stay. Having somebody step out of the blue and say, I'll run for 3 years, that's a big
It's a little hard.
jump.
Yeah, I think once we get our radio up to that, our membership is gonna look different, and I still wanna visit my idea of having like a Friends of PCA base of members where they don't pay video production fees to be a member, but they wanna support the radio station.
We have,
Like a listener membership.
yeah, we have that already, but it's never been really developed or explored.
Okay.
Okay, so we decide you need a
All right,
motion and
so
an
there's-
action to.
I'll move that that John present us with a modification at our next board meeting in
Second
regards to the bylaws.
Okay.
Okay,
you're
Change of
seconding
the
it?
amount of directors.
And second by Jaramillo. Anyone opposed? Okay, we're good.
Good.
Come on. Some action.
Okay, so we're done with the agenda. We have nothing for closed session. That means we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. Anyone opposed? Okay, thanks for being brave.
Great.